YouTube, what's going on? YouTube, what is going on? What is happening, man? Of course, you got one more time, DEDRICKHJR, and I'm back with another fragrance video. All right, so Smell Good family. Hopefully, everyone is doing well, doing great, doing fantastic. Positive energy, positive vibes. Y'all know how we give it up here on this channel. All right, so I realized probably recently, very recently, that I've never done a full review of my favorite fragrance in my entire collection, and if I had to lose them all, take them all away, just leave me this one fragrance, and I truly and honestly would be good. Just leave me this one, and this is my number one. A lot of you already know what it is before I show it, but I want to give a full review, give my genuine thoughts, break down the notes, and just express my joy when it comes to this fragrance. All right, so without further ado, my number one fragrance in my entire collection that I love the most is from the house of Chanel. We have Bleu de Chanel, the Parfum. Bleu de Chanel, the Parfum. Absolute favorite. If you've been watching me for quite some time now, this is not a surprise to you. If you're just starting to watch this channel and check me out, yes, this is my number one. And smelling off the atomizer, smelling on skin, smelling on paper, it's amazing. So Bleu de Chanel. Blue fragrances at one point in time were running rampant. They still are. Very popular, very easy to wear, mass appealing, so forth and so on. You got titans like the Dior Sauvage line. You have titans like the YSL Wide line. Just countless other. Those are the three lines: Bleu de Chanel, YSL Wide, Dior Sauvage. Those are the three lines that most people relate to. Especially the person who just wants to smell good and who's not an enthusiast like me and you, or just even have a collection like me and you. Very, very, very popular fragrances. And as I was rounding about, really growing my collection, I had been introduced to the EDT. I knew about it, but I've never had put my nose on the Parfum, and I didn't own anything from Bleu de Chanel. Just a little backdrop before we get into the fragrance, of course. But the Bleu de Chanel, when I got my nose on the Parfum, that was my first purchase. That was the first purchase that I had from this line, was Bleu de Chanel Parfum. Not the EDT and EP, that came after. So I was running in reverse, all right? So again, let's go ahead and jump into it. Beautiful presentation, very classy, very distinctive. Dark blue hue to this bottle. The Bleu de Chanel wording and the Parfum at the bottom is in gold. On the previous bottles, the EDT and the EDP, it's in white. So a different touch to this fragrance, all right? So let's go ahead and get this fragrance on the tester strip. I've worn it several times, obviously, but just to follow along here with you guys. So atomizer, pretty nice atomizer. And man, every single time that I smell it, it stops me, bro. It stops me. Citrus, lemon, pop, like an almost candied lemon. Additional fruitiness to this fragrance. I haven't looked at the notes in a while. I believe there's either a pineapple note. Yeah, I think it's a pineapple note in here. This is very smooth. Have a creamy touch with some sandalwood. There's like a fizziness to this. Isoe Super is a very common and popular chemical that really creates this, to my nose, like this almost warm and cozy type of effect that I get from Isoe Super, and ties in so beautifully with this. It just smells sensational. It's everyday wear. It has some warmth to it. It's very versatile. There's a distinct difference for me between the EDT, the EDP, and the Parfum, but the Parfum definitely separates itself from the previous two. Now, don't get me wrong, the EDT and EDP are good, but the Parfum is the top of the line, the creme de la creme, and I want to say that it is the greatest blue fragrance of all time. better than any Dior Sauvage, better than any than YSLY, better than any whatever blue fragrances out there. To me, in my opinion, this is the best. Now, why do I love this so much? Why? If I ever get the opportunity to create my own fragrance one day, I probably have to really maneuver around this. I would do something original, of course. I would go do my best efforts to bring something different. But this is me in a bottle. This is legit me in a bottle. And here's why. I love citruses. I love sandalwood. I love a nice warm touch. I love a woody approach. I'm a fan of Isoe Super. The way that this was put together, the way that it's been just mixed and mastered is just sensational. Like again, citruses, there's a slight minty feel, comforting from the Isoe Super that gives to me like this warmth, an additional warmth and cozy vibe to this fragrance. Works for the office, works for date night, works for special occasions, and so forth and so on. This fragrance is monumentally a monumental staple in my adult life. I've worn this. I have 3 children. 2 of my 3 children, I was wearing this fragrance. I wish I would have worn this on my wedding day, but I didn't have it. I've worn this to some difficult moments in my life, where I've, had a very good friend of mine pass, and I wore this for 2 reasons: in spirits of helping me to hold up, and this is the most respect that I could give as far as an appearance of myself to represent him and our friendship and our brotherhood. Not to get too deep, but I'm just being real. Monumental job interviews, business opportunities, so many critical things where this fragrance is now the piece. I don't wear this all the time. It's sentimental value. I want to wear it more, but every time I look at it, I want to hold it for something special. Me and my wife hope to renew our vows very soon, and this is the fragrance that I'm going to wear. I already know it. So a lot of different things. This fragrance just holds weight. So that's why it's so near and dear to me. Some of you watching may say, man, Bleu de Chanel, that's basic. That's cool. Bleu de Chanel Parfum, get that out of here. That's cool. That has absolutely nothing to do with me. Just like my love doesn't have anything to do with you. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the notes of this fragrance, my favorite fragrance of all time. All right, according to Fragrantica, all right, we have main accords: woody, citrusy, aromatic, ambery, fresh, spicy, powdery, warm, spicy, lavender, and a green touch. Notes up top, we get lemon zest and bergamot, beautiful. Mint, I always fumble this word, Artemisia, I believe, lavender, pineapple, geranium, and some green notes. In the base, sandalwood, cedar, amberwood, Isoe Super, and tonka bean. As this continues to dry down, the woods and that, it's kind of like a soft touch from the tonka bean. This doesn't come off super powdery or anything like that, but it does add a nice sweetness. The citrus kind of hangs around on my skin for sure. Quality, as far as the designer level, it's through the roof. I consider this designer niche. That's what I consider this. If you've been around this channel before and you've kind of heard me use, and other reviewers say it too, but designer niche, I think this is on that level. All right, now a lot of you want to talk about performance, and a lot of you who's watching, I've noticed a lot of I'm getting a lot of beginners, so to speak, guys and gals who are just starting to collect or getting into fragrances. I'm noticing that. So I know performance is something that people want to hear about. Truly off of my skin, with this being a Parfum concentration, does it sit a little bit closer? Yes, it does. But for me, I truly get outstanding performance. I'm not sure if it's the Isoe Super playing around with the sandalwood, the citrus combination with the geranium. I'm not sure why, but on my skin, I truly get around 7 to 8 hours of really solid performance. Projection is above average off of my skin. Really a arm's length as far as this fragrance will travel to someone else's nose when I'm around. I've been complimented on this many a times, and really off the sillage. The sillage I remember when my second son was born, I moved through the hospital after he was born. I went downstairs to get my wife something to eat. And as I was going down, I remember a specific gentleman, I believe he was working security that day, and he stopped me. He said, man, what do you got on? That's how he did it. What do you got on, man? That smells really, really good. He was really tongue-tied and stumped with the fragrance, man. So the compliment factor is there. It's easy to wear. It's not complicated. It's great for every situation. A versatility giant. Quality, great. In my collection, this is a 10 out of a 10. I don't have many, but this is a 10 out of a 10 fragrance. I wear it sparingly due to the sentimental value to me. I'm gonna say that again, like I've said before. Sentimental value, that's why I'm wearing it sparingly. I've honestly thought about getting another bottle, which I won't do. But I thought about getting another bottle and wearing that one, and for some reason just leaving this one where it is. I don't know. I've thought about doing it, and I wouldn't be mad if someone decided to do something nice for me one day and got me another bottle of this. Wouldn't be mad. I probably would never wear this one again unless it's time for those type of moments. I don't know why, but that's just how it is for me. So, pound for pound, #1 fragrance in my collection. I've never done a full review. I recommend this to any and everybody. Whatever you want to, if you want one fragrance, look into this one. If you need something for work, look into this one. If you have some outstanding opportunities on business or personal development or personal growth for yourself, and you're looking for a clean and very nice fragrance with some real quality, look into this one. You're never going to hear me say nothing crazy. It's going to be #1 until something of some sort of magical power knocks it off its throne, so to speak. This will be #1. So I had never done a full review before. I had been, like I said, been thinking about it for the past couple of weeks, and I'm going to start doing some more full reviews of some fragrances that I've had for a while that I just haven't, because I'm sure somebody out there will want to hear about it, maybe from my perspective, because there's plenty of content on it. And honestly and selfishly, I did this review for me. I wanted to document this and have it out into the world, so one day down the line, truthfully, that I could look back on it and just kind of see my thoughts and hear myself as I talk about this fragrance. Fragrances are subjective. We all feel differently about many of them. But for me personally, I don't care what you say or anybody else says around me. This is the greatest. This is the GOAT. This is my #1. No ifs, no ands, no buts. Okay? A trivia question about D's favorite fragrance of all time. It shouldn't be that hard. It shouldn't be that hard if you've been rocking with the channel or you know me personally. So, a lot of great things to say about this fragrance. I would love for you guys to sound off in the comments and let me know your thoughts on Bleu de Chanel Parfum, or just the Bleu de Chanel line in general. I would love to hear them and really see what you guys think about it. But this is something I prefer over a lot of fragrances that are of higher tier in other people's eyes, but I'm not going to say what they are in this video. But I just do. I just do. All right. So again, from the house of Chanel, we have Bleu de Chanel, the Parfum. This is an outstanding fragrance, and it definitely holds a lot of value to me personally. All right, so I definitely want to make that clear. All right, Smell Good family. Hey, let me know down below, what's your favorite fragrance of all time? What is your #1 fragrance of all time? Tell me why. If you have the time, tell me why, because I just told you why this is mine. All right, so until next time, y'all be cool, be safe, take care of yourselves. Y'all know what it is, man. Positive energy and positive vibes. And as always, splack it up, splack it down, splack it that thing all around. And remember, what you put out into this world, yes, you, is exactly what you are going to get back. All right? Till next time, y'all be cool and keep on splacking. I thought that was going to come out really cool, but it absolutely didn't. So just keep on splacking.